Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. I have my crystal ball off to the side, so I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different, and if you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do. If it doesn't resonate with you, if you're forcing the story to fit, arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. So let's go ahead and let's begin. The weird noises are the dogs tearing around. Taking a step aside. And allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. Okay, I'm seeing a key. And this key is like opening something. So some way has been opened. Some new path has been opened. We may have been at a crossroads or feeling a little stuck in some area of our life. And this key has recently opened something up. We found the key. That's how it feels. We found the key to open something up. Okay, there's some sort of mental thing going on now. I'm seeing a lot of swords, so let's see. Okay. Yeah, Page of Swords. Somebody here may be learning about something new. Page of Swords, though, for me, this is about some sort of... it feels a little suppressed. It's like it's meant to be like a King of Swords, full of ideas, full of thoughts, full of but we're suppressing it somehow. We're afraid to think or daydream too far, or the Death card. Maybe we're afraid of something ending or something not necessarily working out. And here we have the Four of Swords. So again, heavy swords energy was coming through for me in the energy. I think that we have something that has opened up for us. This seems to be something that's very positive. I am seeing the Ten of Cups on the very bottom here, and we may be learning how to let go and how to heal some sort of energy that's inside of us, where we're always waiting for something to end or go wrong or cause suffering or the shoe to drop. Now, this may be a phase that is allowing us to transform that energy, right? It's not necessarily that I feel, I just don't feel that everyone has to do something about it. It feels like whatever's happening is providing a safe space for that energy to work itself out, right? It's like we're being exposed to something that's a lot more beneficial, and by being exposed to this and seeing that it actually goes well for us, it's going to heal this energy. So someone here, sleep states is very important now as well. I do want to say that because of the Four of Swords. That always indicates sleep to me. And if you notice, there's all these like rays and feathers going into that bird's mind. So there may be inspiration or ideas that are coming through inside of our sleep states. There's a lot of things highlighting the head area. Even that death figure has that crow behind him. And this particular page has that moon guiding him. So again, there may be some sort of inspiration or guidance that's coming through. That's been coming out a lot in the readings lately. I do feel that whatever this is, it's opening up some sort of creative aspect within us. And this creative aspect, which is just really, creating something new, right? Going forward and making something that maybe others don't make. Whether this is... I'm not even going to label it. The assassin, ruthlessness, and conviction. This is where we're basically like, yes, this is what I'm doing, and we're charging full steam ahead, right? Not necessarily worrying about how it makes other people feel. That came out yesterday. And we have the dancer, self-expression, and strength, and this seems to be part of it. It's like a ruthless self-expression, understanding that, and these ribbons here are almost making me think of somebody that was bound. Notice that we have the death figure, and then we have this sort of skull. So there is something that is being overturned or transformed or being put to rest inside of this situation, right? Four of Swords being put to rest. And in this, we're unleashing ourselves or untethering ourselves from something that used to knock around in our mind with that Page of Swords. We're learning how to free ourselves, learning how to open it up and express and step out, and maybe for some people take initiative. Here we have the Weaver, and the Weaver is rediscovery and transition. So with this, we may be creating some sort of new story for ourselves in this process. And there may be a rediscovering of something that was part of us that we had forgotten about or that we haven't picked up in this lifetime. I'm saving that. I want confirmation on that. Here we see the key again, but this card is called the Thief, and this is seizing the moment and selfishness. Someone has had to learn to be a little selfish in order to step into this energy, to say, I deserve to have this, to say, I'm allowed to take my own space, and I'm allowed to do the things that I want and be unapologetic about it. I feel this sort of, again, going back to this element of suppression around this Page of Swords. I feel that someone was always told, you can't be that way, or you're just too much. Someone here really had to dim themselves a little bit in order to make it, right? To survive, to have friends, to fit into the family, to fit into the workplace, whatever it is. And there may have even been situations that made us go even further into that box, realizing that if we shared too much, people took, for example. And so whatever is happening now, this energy is ready to heal. It's ready to transform. I feel that with this Death card, he's been on a slow process, right? The Death card arises out of the Moon card. You can see the scenery for the Moon card in the background. In the Moon card, it's the moon rising. By the time he becomes the Death card, the sun's rising back there. So this has taken quite a while to get to this point. And there's been a long healing journey in that sense, because the Death is next to the Four of Swords, which is about healing. And in this healing process now, we're in a place where we are rediscovering something. That rediscovery seems to be who we actually are. Who we actually are, what we originally envisioned for ourselves as human beings, the path that we originally set out to do, and being allowed to reclaim that, potentially from people who have taken it from us. Someone here is reclaiming power, and they're stepping into almost like a third way to do something that is reclaiming that power for them. Here we have the Guide. So I'm going to say this again, and I don't know what that was. I'm going to say this because I said this yesterday, and I said it, the reading before. There's something here that is helping us. Like I said, something about this sort of guide, this higher inspiration with the moon, the crow, the rays. This has been coming out time and time again for probably the last 2 weeks. Someone here has help on the other side. Look at all those keys. And that's what we opened up with, a key. And here we have the Guide. So someone here has, essentially, there's a connection that's taking place in the astral. We see all that water. For me, that's the astral. And that bell ringing, right? It's almost like we're being summoned. Now is the time that you rise up and you achieve the thing that you set out to do. This is the energy this is giving me right now. If we look at this, I can't even tell if this is a doorway or if it's a tombstone. You see that star on it? This could be a doorway, an astral doorway. It could be a tombstone. So there may be something both being birthed and something being put to rest, right? That came out in a few readings ago. It was that idea of something new being birthed and something being sacrificed in order to make space for it. And for someone, this sacrifice is taking place in their mind. Heavy Swords again. And then we have the Puppeteer, explanations and apologies. One of the energies that somebody may be navigating at this time is to no longer apologize for themselves in quite the same way, right? Obviously, apologizing when it's necessary, but not apologizing for the things that they're choosing to do or for their own self-expression. And there's just this... We may have been controlled by people in that way, right? Whoever this message is for. Your warrior spirit here, we have the warrior. Your warrior spirit may have been dulled by people who had you on that string. I'm going to, go about this little sly, subtle way so that you feel that you have to apologize for something or that you have to explain yourself. Someone here has really stepped into this, and I said it yesterday. I'm going to link yesterday's reading at the end. If this reading is resonating for you, that might resonate for you as well. Someone is stepping into this more what people call the villain era, right? Where you are being a little selfish. You're putting yourself first, and this is healthy sometimes, where you are stepping back into a place where you're rediscovering aspects of yourself and calling your power back, where you're coming into this divine inheritance, where your path is being corrected because you're ready for it now, right? You're no longer explaining yourself. You're no longer apologizing for every little thing that you do or for being different. Ooh, okay. Hell yeah. So we have the Glackener is coming out with Jehovah. So the Glackener represents delusions, lusts, projections, false fears represented here. And somebody here is understanding that these projections that they've placed upon themselves, other people have placed upon them. It's built up these false fears, but that we've also had those false fears, and we're eradicating those false fears. We're seeing this for what it is. In other words, this is leading somebody into their ecstasis, into their ecstasy. When I see this, it's like a being unfurling, right? It's somebody who has released all the chains, all the baggage, all the layers, and they're showing up and saying, this is who I am, and I know what I am now. I know who I am. And there's a lot of hope that's coming into this energy. I can't show this card, unfortunately. This hope may be... At least go in the living room. Let's go in the living room. This hope is happening around something that we're making. We have the master maker. So this is something that we're forging for ourselves, something that we're creating. It may be a new business. It may be a new avenue, a new opportunity. It might be something new that we're just starting for ourselves. You may be starting on a new creative venture, for example. This may even have to do with someone's body, right? Self-making. But whatever it is, it's providing us a lot of hope for our future. Got the deck I'm hearing. Oh my goodness. Where did I accidentally? Oh, I guess I didn't put that back. Okay, so we have the Bright Mother, and then we have the Maiden on the bottom. Again, everything is revolving around something that's new, right? Something new is being created. The Bright Mother here, this is really speaking to me about self-love. This is the next evolution in our self-love journey. Someone may have grasped their value, they may have grasped other things, but there are still things knocking around in there with that Page of Swords, with that Four of Swords, with the Death card, that was preventing somebody from fully stepping into that self-love. I deserve to have, I deserve to be, I deserve to feel, I deserve to, whatever the case is. And the Bright Mother is the card that shows that somebody's really coming into that. They're really coming into this energy of understanding that they're allowed to feel comfortable and whole and safe and successful and all those things that, you know, really determine an actualized person. Someone here stepping into their self-actualization. Okay, and let's get one more card. One more card here. This is the last card, so this is going to be a shorter reading. Nope. This one's always a little weird for me. How do we want to do this? Okay, and then we have the Orion's Gate. Oh, okay. So this card means a lot to me, actually. So here we go. So when we have Orion, there's a lot of things that are going on inside of that constellation, astronomically. But there's a nebula underneath that belt, right? And it sits right where like the sacral chakra of Orion would be. And it's known as the stellar nursery. And it's because so many stars are created inside this nebula. Someone here, it's almost like your light is being refined or being created. Your essence is starting to come to fruition now. And it's all because of some sort of cycle of going inward that we have undertaken. The thing is that we have the key, we've opened up this doorway, or we opened up, you know, this new doorway, and we're starting this new path, but what we don't understand is that it actually leads to an entirely different universe than the one that we're used to. This makes me feel like someone, not only are you elevating or leveling up in some way, but what you're currently doing and the steps that you're currently taking have the potential, if you continue on this journey, they have the potential to radically change everything that you know around you. Your relationships, your living situation, your job, your, you know, even your self-identity, the way that you identify yourself. There's things about the identity. I feel that once we fully immerse ourselves into this path, we're going to realize that, oh wow, that's why I identified that way. And that's why I identified this way. And all those layers, those aren't necessarily layers that aren't true, but there's something about this path and something about this journey that allows you to outgrow them. And this is where we become, I don't even know how to term that. It's just, it's like expansive. It's expansive. So whoever this message is for, whatever you're currently doing, and this is, I think that was a title for yesterday. The only way I could title yesterday's message was, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, there's something cool happening here. I can't really tell what it is, but it's amazing. And that's how I feel about this one. Whatever it is that you're currently doing, whoever this collective is, keep doing it, because you're on your way to what? Just this amazing expansion. I feel like it's like the sky's the limit. There is no limitation on it. So whoever this message is for, I hope this resonates with you. Please hit that like button if it does. And until next time.